Alright, hello once again everybody. Welcome to our second and final live stream of today. Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're starting off in our Scenic Sunday. And we're going to fly our first destination once we leave the airport here. Is we're going to fly out towards the Aztec pyramids. Right there. We're going to fly over those and then we'll turn back towards Mexico City. And then we'll eventually call in for landing here at the international airport, and we'll wrap this part up, and then we'll go flying in the G-44. Hello, fish guns. Not much. So let's get in here, and we will set up our weather and our time so we can see everything, and we'll be on our way. So we'll get our oh, it's showing daytime already. Oh, probably because I had, oh, there we go. Why did my plane just suddenly stop? That's rather odd. Mixture is fully on. Oops. Prop is a fixed speed prop, so it's odd that it would just can't seem to keep the it started. I'm not sure why. Am I missing something here? Fuel shut off valve is off. Oh. Maybe that's why. Let's try that again. This is quite odd. Anything else I'm missing here? This is like this has happened before. Alright, let's get in the air before our plane shuts down on us again. Ooh, I need my... Oh, I'll get in the air and we'll... Alright, away we go. Alright, so the pyramids that we're flying to, I've been here before, and that was a very long time ago. I'm not going to say what year or anything. Make sure my scope pilot, okay, they are. I guess I might have to tune it myself.
Mexico approach, Froggy 237 is type 1 miles northeast of Mike Juliet Charlie 8,500 feet. Request flight following.
Froggy 237 Mexico approach. Squawk 4764.
Squawk 4764 Froggy 237.
Froggy 237 Star contact 1 miles northeast of Mike Juliet Charlie 8,600 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Roger, Froggy 237.
Alright, so let's see here. So yes, the pyramids. Now these are old Aztec pyramids. Only I guess a handful or so actually survive to this day. You can go there and walk around. You can climb to the top of one of the pyramids if you're willing to climb the steps, and then have a very nice view from the top there. So we'll head over that way as soon as I can. It's like there's a bit of wind or something all of a sudden. This keeps knocking us off course there. Hello, Mr. Addies. Welcome. I need to stop climbing because it's like I'm losing speed. No, I don't watch football. Fish guns. No, don't particularly care. Sorry. Not my thing. Used to be, but not anymore. But hopefully your team won, whoever, if you were rooting for whoever. Well, this plane really wants to keep climbing. It's not like I have... Hello again, Bex. Nice to see you again. Spanner at the ready. Well, we've flown in this one before. It's just that I changed... I picked a different color today. Normally we have the Old Crow, you know, the black and gold liveried one. So I figured we'd just fly in something a little different today. This basic red. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that there, Fish Guns. I'll be honest, I'm a bit surprised that San Francisco's even in the playoffs, but somehow I haven't followed football in quite some time, so I don't really know who's in, who's out, and all that, so yeah. Well, hopefully it was still a nail-biter of a game, I guess. You know, it was a good back and forth, and you know, I never used to like it. Well, I did kind of, but when it's just a blowout game, it's not really fun. You know, just kind of like, I'm done. You know, like you just switch off the TV if by the first half there's just no way for a comeback. But if it was a close one, I mean, that does make things exciting, but I don't know. Hello again, Sue. So yeah, the pyramids, you can go, Doris and I were talking about this. It's a very mystical place for the Mexican people. Even though, so the Aztecs were in the area well before the Spanish arrived and did their thing. So, interestingly enough, both cultures, the Aztec, they honor the Aztec culture, but also also being, Mexico is predominantly Catholic, so they have found a way to honor the past and also, being Catholic. It's a very interesting place. I enjoyed it that little bit of time that I spent there around the ruins. When I went down to Mexico City, a co-worker of mine invited me down to witness his son being baptized at the church, same church where him and his wife got married, the same priest or father that did the wedding ceremony also did the baptism. So it was very neat experience. Wow, we are pretty high. We need to drop a few feet. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to go, or you can look it up online, you just the name of it is the Teotihuacan. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Doris would have to teach me how to say it correctly. It's about 25 miles from Mexico City. You can drive out there. There's a parking spot. It's believed that the building of this large Mesoamerican city continued for the next 350 years or so. It was built, they think, around 100 BC. And in its heyday, it was the most populated city in the Americas, with at least 125,000 or more citizens. It consists of multi-level residences, much like what we consider apartments today, multi-level, built to house a large population. It is in the Valley of Mexico. They have like a little museum center that has obsidian tools, well-preserved murals, and a system of complex buildings. A lot of the buildings were burned down, they think, around 550 AD. The city itself holds a place in mythological history as a birthplace of the gods, and in Aztec religion it is specifically believed to be the origin of the sun. However, there is great mystery surrounding the exact origin of the city itself and its original founders. So, there you go. There's a little history lesson for you. So yeah, it's a pretty amazing place. Whenever I get the chance to get back to Mexico City, Doris and I are definitely going to go take a tour again. So, yeah, really, really interesting place. And, they kind of, I think, if I remember correctly, in the museum center itself, before, the little building that houses all the stuff that they found during archaeological digs, I think they kind of show what they think it looked like. Like, there's a diagram, I think. There's a huge field that it almost seems like it would be a football pitch from back in the day. It's very, very interesting. So some sort of sport was played there. But if you look at it, you're like, this seems like about the dimensions possibly of a modern football pitch. I remember my coworker met me at the international airport there. He said, when you get off the plane and go through customs, stand there, do not move, I'll come and get you. So, yeah, it was but it was really fun. It was a great time. Big party afterwards, lots of food, lots of beer. Big celebration. So I'm sure Doris will correct me on my pronunciation of the area where the ruins are. So she'll give me a lesson later on. We'll see if we can. Oh, we're still losing altitude, but maybe not as quickly as I'd prefer. But yeah, it took me. I was a minute or so late because I was trying to find these pyramids in relation to Mexico City and which way was I supposed to go. So I had to look it up and get the name of the pyramids and all that so that I could get a sense of direction after we took off. So I do apologize for my slight tardiness. Don't hold it against me. So yeah, G-44A. So we're going to take off, and we're going to do a multiple leg VOR to VOR flight. So we're going to plug all that information along the way and update our navigation systems, kind of, so to speak, and then we'll call into Farmingdale Republic Airport, request landing clearance, and we're going to see. I'm going to try something a little bit new. I kind of tinkered with it last night, and I think I know what to do. So we're going to try. Oh, well, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate your not admonishing me for my slight lateness. Good to know that I have your approval. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to activate a RNAV approach and see what that does for us when we call in for, or when we head for landing there at Farmingdale's. But all right, anyway, we're getting a little bit lower in altitude, so we'll get over the pyramids. You can kind of see there in the distance. They're already there. The one big pyramid right off the right wingtip there. You could already see their definition even from 5 nautical miles out, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, a lot of agricultural land here. Not sure what all crops are grown. Oh, yeah. So this is the one that we've been flying in, Sue. Normally I have like this, I call it the old, well, it's the Old Crow livery, where it's like black and maybe like gold, yellow gold. So I figured today we would just try something a little bit different and fly with the with this red colored little racing stripe down the side and then the checker on the tail. So almost like something you would see maybe in a air race or something, I guess. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of change things up a little bit. I do like the Old Crow livery though, that is pretty cool. So I just figured today would, and two, or also that red is a prominent color in the Mexican flag, so there we go with that as well. I can't, it's very strange that it's noisier, it feels like, in the, here in the cockpit. But when I'm outside, it's like, it's quieter. You'd think it'd be the other way around. I don't get it. All right, so yeah, there you can see the two pyramids. There's a smaller one there off to the right, wingtip, and then the larger one there. I climbed to the top of the larger one when I was there. And it's, I mean, you got to be in pretty good shape to climb up that thing. But you could take a little break along the way, kind of. You know, but once you get to the top, the view is absolutely amazing. And the other thing too that they had, which I thought was interesting, is they kind of have like this big square area, like that they said was like for a marketplace, but also, I guess, for the leaders of the city would come and talk to the people. You know, kind of like an assembly area kind of thing, I guess. Maybe it wasn't the tall one. It was, which one was it? I know I climbed to the top of one of them. It might have been this one. But still, the view is just, it's absolutely amazing from there. So there they are. So yeah, you see some of the smaller structures here. It was this one, yeah. This one I don't think you can climb to the top of, but this one you can. That's what it was. But yeah, see, look at it. There's like that central area that seemed like kind of like a meeting place for the town folk there, and for the leaders of the city to talk to their citizens. All right, let's turn back towards Mexico City. But yeah, absolutely amazing area. Looks a little different from the air, but it might have changed since I was there some time ago. We'll just keep an eye on them as we head back towards Mexico City. Yeah, Yeah, that was a big thing back in the day, especially, when I was watching the documentary about Pan Am, and they were talking about that many people with aviation, they thought it was just kind of a fun thing, barnstorming, wing walking, death-defying stunts, or, a licensed pilot, you could pay some money and go for a ride, and they would, do the loop-de-loo or whatever, all the stuff that makes Bex's stomach upset. But they, Juan Tripp, who started, well, he didn't start Pan Am, who really took Pan Am to a big corporation, saw or felt that aviation wasn't supposed to be for something like that. He saw the future that, about airline travel. So, yeah, a lot of people didn't take aviation very seriously when it kind of took off, no pun intended, after the end of World War I. And, he was one of those visionaries who thought, wait a minute, there's something here that we could... But it wasn't so much passenger service, it was mail, that they could deliver mail much quicker. So they got the contract with the government to deliver mail, and then it went from mail and passengers, and then it just became mostly passenger service. So, yeah, very, very interesting. All right, I think I don't have my, I do have it. I'm just not seeing the airfield names or anything, so I kind of know where I am. I think we have to head... I saw the city skyline in the distance. Let's see if we head over this way. Let's see what we run into. We'll just have a nice little flight, though. When I do these flights, I always think about, when you're a kid and the Sunday drives with mom and dad, and you're just like, oh, you're stuck in a car for hours on end, and boring. So I kind of like, that notion though of, we're just flying over this amazing area and seeing a different culture and everything from the air, and just enjoying the scenery. These nice green hills here. So we should be near Mexico City proper, or coming into it, I think. So we'll see what pops up when we get over here. Oh, you know what it is. I know what I need to do. I just realized. POI. Landmarks on. City markers. Airport markers. There we go. Ah, there we are. Now we can kind of see where we're at. So let's see if that's the pyramids there. Let's turn back. Let's turn this way a little bit. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, you wouldn't catch me out on a wing like that. I think I would pass out. With just trying to climb up, I'd be like, yeah, no, not gonna happen. Me and heights, quick story time. So when I was in basic training in the Army, you have to do the rappel tower, right? And part of it is to, if you have a fear of heights, their feeling is that once you get over that fear, you'll be fine. And it is nerve-wracking. Like you got to go up to the edge, and they want you to look down. Like I'm not going to lie, I was terrified getting close to the edge of that tower to look down to see, is the rappel tower clear before I go on the line. And then you have to walk backwards off of the tower. And you're on the edge with your feet right on the edge of the tower, and you have to, push off, and you let your arm go, your brake arm go out, and then you start to rappel. Yeah, so it is nerve-wracking, and even after the first time, I was like, no, I was like, one time's enough for me. I'm good. Yeah. Oh, never but I like the idea of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think about like, oh man, it would be cool to do that. And then it's like, yeah. Or even when my mom and my aunt visited me before I went to Iraq, we went to the top of the lighthouse near, what's it called? It's near Savannah. Okay, I got to turn that way. There we go. That's the marker I was looking for. That's the big airport there. So we're going to turn towards that. I can't remember the name of the lighthouse, but anyway, my aunt and I walked, did the stairs all the way to the top, and I could not step out on the outside of the lighthouse. Like I tried, and I was like, So my aunt's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Just do your, She's like, "But you're missing this view." I said, "I know, trust me, I get it, but I can't do it." I tried it, but it's like I have this sense like the walk, the little area around the top of the lighthouse, like I was like, I just don't trust it that it's stable, even though it was just like, no, I'm good. I tried to get out there, snap a few pics, and I was like, that's it, I'm good. Yeah. But I guess, if push came to shove, like if I had to, if there was something serious happening or whatever, and I had to, like, I think I could just overcome it. Well, like the stairs are on the inside, Sue, so it wasn't so bad. It was just that once you get to the top, it is this really amazing view, and on a clear day, it's phenomenal. But when I tried stepping out, I'm like, okay, I'm good, and then all of a sudden it was like my legs went to jello, and I was just like, okay, I got to go back inside. So, yeah. Oh, it was insane, but it was fun. We had a good time. But yeah, my aunt's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I tried, and I could not get my mind past the idea of being out on this little like ledge sort of thing, and is it actually going to hold? So yeah, I just couldn't do it. Now, the interesting thing is about hello, Snake. Oh, not much. We're just doing a little flight over Mexico City, and we're going to do another flight here once we land. We're just kind of cruising towards the airport here. We're just going to kind of check out the scenery, and then we'll call in for a landing. Yeah. Well, I walked out the doorway kind of, and just pointed my camera and snapped some shots as quickly as I could, and that was good enough for me, Sue. But anyway, getting back to, so the airport here, now this was many years ago, and I'm sure the system is still there, but they, just like if you ever have flown in and out of Atlanta International, they have a tram system between the different concourses. So, and it's so spread out that there's no way, and they don't even give you the option of walking. The fastest, you pack into a tram, and then they zip you off to the, you know, until you get to your concourse for your next flight. And they have a similar system here at the international airport, which I was not expecting. I didn't, you know, but it's a very similar thing, and it's pretty cool. So it's like a little tram, you know, goes through a tunnel, and you just sit down, and they take you to the main terminal, I guess, kind of thing. So. I don't remember where the marker is. I wish I pegged it as a POI, but you can see the circuit where the Mexican Grand Prix is held. I found it when I was trying to look for the pyramids. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Have a look. That is the Catepec de Morelos. Not sure what that is. Let's go take a look real quick, and then we'll call in for landing here shortly. Head towards that, take a look, and then I think there's a couple other markers over there, and then we'll turn back towards the airport. Yeah, very, I guess in a way, densely populated city. Mexico City. And the hotel I stayed at here near the city, when you check in, they give you bottles of water and everything. They don't even want you there, like, don't even brush your teeth with the water from the sink. So you use the bottled water to drink or to brush your teeth. All right, hello, Mudawa. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but yeah, when I got my room key and everything, the front desk person handed me, they just gave me a couple bottles of water and said, "Here you go." And my coworker's brother-in-law explained to me, you know, what the water was for. Okay, Mudawa, that's all fine and good. Just can you please just relax and enjoy the stream? Okay, thank you. So yeah, it was, you know, when they were just like, "Here you go," and I was like, I knew that the water in Mexico City, especially, is not, you know, if you drink the water, you're going to get sick. You know, your stomach, there's like a bacteria or whatever that, you know, they're like, no, not good. So I did not want to face that, but, you know, he told me, before I even asked or anything, he saw the look and he's like, that's what you know, that's what the water's for. So. All right, so let's see. Santa Clara. Cortita? I'm not sure what. I think that's what that says. Sometimes the letters kind of blend into the background, so it's hard to see it until we get it. Cotita? I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I should have asked Doris to give me some lessons before we flew today. So I try to get the pronunciation correct. What is over there? San Pedro Zolostok? Interesting. Alright, let's pull up the ATC. And there we go.
Mexico Tower Froggy 237 is 7 miles north, 9,400 feet with Alpha to land.
Alright, Budawa. That's great. I hope you have a safe flight. Alright, I gotta pull up the chart for 23 right. I kind of think this is not what I wanted. Where's my charts? There we go. All right, 23 right is okay. We're gonna pass over and then we'll line up for our approach. I just got to get the layout of the, kind of get a visual reference where everything is. Oh, it gave me. Oh, I can turn that off. I don't need the. We're gonna make our own. We're gonna fly by the seat of our own pants here. The Red Baron. Yeah, I figured I'd switch it up a little bit and just try a different livery. So yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks faster than it is. So there's the airport we took off from right there, I believe. Something like that. So we will have a look. I saw the thing, and so I kind of know which way we're going and everything. Let's have a look here again. I think I know kind of. We are coming in this way, looks like. Yeah. All right. We should see our runway here to the left just a bit as we get closer. Very big city. I mean, look how just spread out it is. It just seems to. Look at that. Absolutely, it's amazing. Right, so 23 right should be the runway off the left wing tip there. Let's have a look and see if I'm correct. Need to start slowing down here so we lose some altitude. That should be 2-3. Okay, so that should be 2-3 left, 2-3 right. Once we get past there we go. Okay, perfect. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, let's get ready to put this thing on the ground. We need to come in. Let's get it right. Thank you, Nick. Well, I try to land as best as I can every time. So the trick with these planes, there's no flaps to help us slow down as we come into our approach. So it's all kind of using the plane and nosing up a bit to control the speed as best as possible. Should be up right over there. Yep, there we go. There we are.
Froggy 237 exit runway to enable.
We can exit right here.
Froggy 237, contact ground on 122
Oh,
decimal.
thank you, Bex. Thank you, Sue.
122.8 Froggy 237.
My engine shut off. What the heck? Oh my goodness. It completely shut off. Alright, let's get it started up again. What in the world is going on? This thing cannot stay started. Oh, there it went again. What? Why is this thing... Okay, I'm just gonna find a parking spot since this plane doesn't want to stay started. Yeah, Mick, that's all good. I think the general aviation is right here in front of us, so this is good. I'm gonna find looks like any kind of a group that's waiting for us to pull in, and then we'll park it and shut it down. Legit. Okay, get this out the way, since we're probably not going to get ground because the engine died, so it's like I'm just going to go over here somewhere. I think that's a good spot right there. We'll just cut the... That's... Well, we didn't see all the sites, excuse me, of Mexico City, but you get a sense of how large the area really is. And so I hope it was an enjoyable flight. We're not done quite yet. We're just going to pull into this large... Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mudawa. Let's see if it cuts off again. Yep, it does. That's interesting. Okay. So, all right. Let's go ahead and turn the... There we go. All right. Anyway. So yeah, there we go. All right, let's go back to the menu here, and we're going to change planes. Once I select the plane, I'm going to take a quick moment. Let's update this. Let's go back to Mudawa. Mudawa. I just flew the A320 a few days ago. Okay. You know that I did. You were in the stream. I am not flying it today. In the description is what we're doing today. Okay? So please respect that. Okay? You're treading light. You need to tread lightly. Mick, just, you know what to do. I can't have this anymore. KFRG. It's getting out of control. So, you know by now, Mudawa, what I do. Okay, this isn't your first time in the stream, so I plan my stuff out accordingly. I ask that you just come in and enjoy it. Okay. All right. Give me just a moment, folks, and we'll get in here and get this going. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Oh, I need to change the livery before I forget. To Coast Guard. There we go. Okay, so let's get in here. I've got my information all ready to go. And we will get in here, get everything started up, taxi out, and be on our way. Go back to my charts. Okay, there's that. Not ready. Thank you, Bex. All right. Let's get the checklist open. Start running through stuff so we can.
Beacon on. Right fuel pump on. Prime engine 2. As required. Magneto 2 switch. Both. Crank right starter. Right engine started. Right fuel pump. Off. Engine oil pressure. Check. Left fuel pump. On. Prime engine 1. As required. Magneto 1 switch. Both.
All right.
Crank left starter. Left engine started. Left fuel pump. Off. Engine oil pressure. Check. Taxi lights. On.
I think we can just go ahead and do all
Engine
this.
Magnetos. Exercise props. Fuel pumps. On. Carburetor heat. Off. Avionics switch. On. Landing light. Ground Froggy 237 requesting pushback.
Ground Froggy 237, no pushback tug is available to answer your request.
I don't think we have a need for
Ground
pushback.
Froggy 237 with Kilo request taxi to the active west departure.
Froggy 237 taxi to and hold short at runway 32 using taxiway Charlie cross runway 05 Charlie. Contact tower on 128.425 when ready.
Oops, that's
Taxi
not what I
hold
wanted.
short runway 32 via taxiway Charlie cross runway 05 Charlie Froggy 237.
We don't need that on. And we just need the taxi guide on for right now. And I'm going to change. Alright. I need to change something real quick before we go. Save. There we go. All right, so let's let's make sure all of our stuff is on and ready. I'll switch this on. I don't know if this is supposed to be on or not, but I noticed it doesn't come on. But I'm going to put it on anyway to see what we get with it. All right, so the first one is 11360. Change this. So 11360. So as soon as we take off, we will plug that in. Hello, Chris. That's okay. Happy to have you here. And then we'll update our let's see, 256 degrees. Select 256. Yep. And then we'll A in first class now, and it like I in your plane. I don't know quite what you mean, Lurwa. It doesn't make much sense. Pardon me. Let's get a swig of water here. Oh, you might be right, Chris. That is very possible. It just wasn't, I wasn't sure. That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. I really thought there would be a big storm here or something. I'm a bit surprised that we don't have like rain and or snow and whatever else. This the flight won't be as dramatic as I thought it would be. But that's okay. Yeah, well, I was hoping for like just some cloud, you know, some heavy clouds or something, just to make it a little bit more interesting. But hello, Inferno. Well, we still have a few things to do before we go. Okay. Just need you to relax, please.
Tower Froggy 237 ready for west departure at runway 32.
Froggy 237 altimeter 29.9 4 wind 284 at 14. West departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 32.
Well, it's pretty close to it. I'm not going to mess with that. It's not significant in the
Froggy 237.
Yes, Inferno, I did say hello to you. I know you're here. I appreciate you coming in. Welcome to the stream. Checklist. Waylined. There we go. Okay, here we go. Have to kind of make an immediate turn here.
Froggy 237 continue for west departure.
Tower Froggy 237 continue for west departure.
Okay. Might have cut the corner a little bit. That's all right. We're on our way.
Confirming my airspace frequency change approved.
Tower Froggy 237 frequency change. Boston approach Froggy 237 is type 2 miles southwest of Otis, 2,700 feet. Request flight following.
Froggy 237, Boston approach. Squawk 1777.
Squawk 1777 Froggy 237.
Froggy 237, radar contact 3 miles southwest of Otis, 3,200 feet. Altimeter 29.904.
Roger Froggy 237.
Get this dialed in here. Kidding me. Why does it do this? There we go. All right. Okay. I think he's playing a flight simulator, Bex. That's all.
Good day.
He's got a mobile flight simulator, I think.
Froggy 237.
So
Providence
that's
approach,
probably what
Froggy
he's talking about.
4,300 feet.
Froggy 237, Providence approach, altimeter 29.904, continue as planned.
Alright, so we are on our way, and our next 720, so I'm going to go ahead and dial that in. 7 20. We're ready once we get to our marker in front of us. Here just a bit. Had a cup of tea. Okay, Joseph. Going to see my sister, then my brother tomorrow in South America. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's my guess. Yeah, I was really expecting. I thought there'd be like heavy clouds and rain and. Okay, Mudawa. We don't need to know all of your travel plans. That's very personal information. I get that you're excited about all these travels and everything, but you need to not tell people your personal information in my chat, okay? So I don't know what else I can try to tell you to get you to understand that you just I'd really like to have you here, Mutawa, but I need you to stop. You know, I just need you to just relax, okay? That's all I need you to do. Just enjoy the flight, okay? I don't think that's too much to ask for. Okay, let's try this again. See if it'll... There we go. Now we're closer online. Yeah, I know, Bex. It might it might have to come to that point, unfortunately. We'll see if there's any more issues while we continue the flight, and I'll let you know if we have to implement the old heave-ho. I'm really hoping it doesn't come to that, but it might have to. So, 77 nautical miles. We're flying at about 93 knots. So that information there is correct as well. I think the knots is a bit off. It says we're out here 119, but it's saying maybe that's the true airspeed is 93. Usually it's a higher number. There's our nice little cabin here. Luggage, of course, right there in the nose. 20 pounds in order to keep the plane nice and balanced.
I'll leave our lights on. Let's just keep the lights on. What the heck? Why not? Turn that on. Don't need the fan switch.
Do I prefer to fly the smaller planes? Sometimes, yes. Now that I've kind of figured out this VOR to VOR system, I'd like to use it in order to do some other kind of flying. Joseph, it's okay. Just let the mods handle it, please and thank you. They're aware, I'm sure. I don't need you to join the fray. So anyway, so yeah, sometimes, but I'm trying to find stuff that we can do flying like this to kind of build some more knowledge, I guess, different ways to navigate. You know, in the jetliners, we take off and we hit the autopilot button and some other buttons, and bam, the plane flies itself. This one you have to kind of pay a bit more attention to, which I think is a lot more, in a way, it's a bit more fun, you know. So, you know, but yeah, I want to try to fly different stuff and fly this style of navigation in order to become more familiar with it, get a bit better, you know, at it. Now I get, you know, technically, you know, you should only need this, but it's easy to kind of verify things using that. I try not to use that too much, but I have to in order to, you know, make sure, because I'm not quite, you know, in that realm where I can churn, you know, move this to a different screen or something, so that I, you know, I guess I feel more comfortable not having that information there. So yeah, I haven't quite gotten there yet, but the more comfortable I become with this way of flying, I think the better, you know, it'll be much more fun. So I just like this because it's this cool, you know, basically it's a rescue plane. That's what it was. It's not an airliner per se, although some of them were converted. People bought them and used them for like charter flights. But, you know, it's got this cool Coast Guard livery on it. We flew from a Coast Guard air station. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of beat up looking, and, you know, looks like it really needs a new paint job and a little, you know, buff it out, so to speak. So, yeah, I just think it's a really, you know, and the cool thing is, if for some reason something were to happen, we're over the water, we could theoretically just land on the water, and if possible, take back off if necessary. So no, we're landing on land today, Bex. We will do a flight eventually where we're going to take off and land on water. So, what I want to do is we're going to try to activate the approach into the airport. I kind of did my homework last night, so to speak, after Mick and Pulse wrapped up their stream. So I kind of got an idea how to do that using the system here, but I can't do it until we get closer to the airport. So we're going to try that and see how that works, if anything is different per se. So yeah. But yeah, I like this plane. I'm enjoying flying it more, and, you know, just having some fun in it. So, and then tomorrow's flight, we will be in the PC-6, the one that we flew out of up there by Mount Everest. We're going to be in France. We're going to be in the French Alps. Take off from a similar runway that I did from the airport there by Mount Everest. We're going to go zooming down the hill, take off, and we're going to make our way to Marseille. And we'll call in for request for landing, and we'll set it down, and we'll wrap it up. So yeah, it should be a good flight tomorrow. That one should have some snow-capped mountains, and, you know, this should be a good flight. So it'll be kind of like a roller coaster ride, like the the one that we did from Mount Everest. About an hour and a half streaming time. Thank you all for coming in. Appreciate all the visits today, the thumbs up, and all that. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed it so far. Nice to have you all aboard. So we're basically, this is kind of like the northern part of the East Coast. You know, there's further areas up north, obviously, but I figured this would be a good little flight. So, I think for me, I'm enjoying the, well, I guess homework in a way, but I'm enjoying the preparation for these kinds of flights and making sure that I have all the pertinent information that I'm going to need, because it's kind of hard to keep looking at the computer screen, checking all that stuff out. I wrote it down on a piece of paper so that I can, it's easier for me just to glance at that than to keep, you know, changing screens and whatnot and losing track of where things are and all that. So yeah. So 58 nautical miles to our marker HTO. Surprised we haven't had any calls from ATC to check in with us or to tell us to go to contact a different center. I think we're still within Boston Center's airspace, and as we get closer to Long Island, I think it'll change to New York Center. So eventually we'll change centers and all that. It seems in a plane like this, it's very easy to get, with the winds especially, get kind of blown off course and then lose your sense of direction. So there's ways that I think that they figured out how to calculate the wind, crosswind, and stuff like that. They factor those sorts of things in while they were flying like this, you know. But they didn't have something like this to kind of keep them on track. Only had with something like this and a compass. So they had to be very aware that if they you know, if they feel like they've gone off course, that they can check in, especially with radio navigation. They could kind of bounce their you know, kind of validate where they were. This is 11720. That's our next one. Welcome back, Budua. So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, 54 nautical miles. So we're just kind of plugging along here. I know it's not super fast, but we're doing pretty darn good. Switch this over. I was kind of tinkering around with this yesterday as well. Let's see, that should be the other one was the from. It should update the to. In a moment. See if it gets that information. All right. So I think this part is...
Providence approach on 125.75.
Oh, look at that.
Good day.
Providence Airport must be near
125.75
here.
Froggy 237. Providence approach Froggy 237, 7,600 feet.
Froggy 237 Providence approach altimeter 29.9 continuous planned.
What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. What was I getting ready to say? No, I can't remember what I was thinking about. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. I was getting ready to say something and then they came on the radio, so I was like, oh, let me hear what they got to say. Right, so we're just still making our way, and then we'll turn a little bit more to the east, and then we'll or a little bit northeast. We'll find out here. So, hope everybody's enjoyed the flight today. If you do, please do leave us a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. We try to fly 7 days a week, as long as my schedule allows. Tomorrow we will be in the PC-6 Tuesday A320 Malta to Barada. I think that's how it's pronounced. I might be wrong. Wednesday, Calgary to Winnipeg and Air Canada A320. So please do tune in for those. Wednesday's flight will be later. I have an appointment Wednesday morning, so as soon as I get back from my appointments, I will go live. So do keep an eye out for the notifications. Make sure you click the bell to be notified when I go live. So, do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. So, yeah. Everything looks good. Have a look outside, huh? Yeah, we got a nice little cruise on. So yeah, I think this is the longest portion of the flight where we're covering all this distance, and that the next couple legs will be very short, kind of. Let's see, I wrote it down. Yeah, the next ones are, this one's like 92 nautical miles. The next two are like 22 and 24. So we're more than halfway, or about halfway to, or yeah, more than halfway to our first marker. So we're doing fine. It's nice scenery here off the northeast coast of the United States. A little cloudy up ahead, it looks like. So we may see some clouds. The clouds may start to kind of come in around us as we continue our flight. And make things a little interesting. Nice just to kind of just cruise through the clouds. All right. While I am thinking about this. So we're doing okay navigation-wise. So what I want to try to do, I want to go to my procedures. I'm going to select my approach. Oops. Can I get this to? Enter. Let's see if I can. There we go. Select approach, enter. We want RNAV. Enter again. Scroll down to RNAV 32. Enter. We want it there. And then we'll so let's see how that works when we get closer to the... Ooh, boy, we are way off course now. Ooh-wee. Alright, gotta turn back. That's what happens when you start fiddling around with stuff. Oops, daisy. Boy, we got blown way off course there. We'll see if that works when we get closer to our airport, or what that will do for us as far as our navigation coming into Farmingdale Republic. Because I remember somebody brought it up before that it didn't seem like I activated the approach. You know, I didn't know how to do all that. So that's what I kind of spent some time doing last night, was kind of familiarizing myself a little bit more with the system and trying to get a better understanding of what it does and how it works. But I'm hoping it will work, or at least give us some sense of something working, but I don't know what to expect. We got to get closer to back on track here. Really got sent off course there. I don't know why, but it seems, I mean, the sun's up and the sun's coming through here, but it seems like my flight deck is kind of dark. I don't know why. Trying to keep an eye on the chat. I got 5 viewers over on Twitch. Thank you all for coming in. Appreciate it. Boy, there's some wind up here. Look at that. I wonder why we're getting blown off course so easily. Real quick, I am going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I see we just got blown off course a little bit again. Go figure. That's alright. We're gonna correct it here. Yep. Oh, thank you, Bex. Thank you, Mike. Mick. Almost said Mike. Mick. Yep. I got you. Appreciate that, my friend. Some nice scenery here, for sure. Kind of cruise along this coastline here, it looks like, as we get closer and closer to our marker there, HTO. It's a VOR station. We're heading there on the radial of 256. That's what we want to do. Doesn't seem like it's lining up like the... There we go. Now it is. I had to kind of... seemed like I had to click it again to get... So now things are a little bit more in tune, it seems like. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Feels like. Now, interestingly enough, it says we are on 262, 263. So if I turn a little bit back to the left, it should go back. Should 63 261. All right, there we go. So that's what kind of where we want to be. So that's kind of validating. I didn't even realize that there's our heading where we're supposed to be at. So if we deviate, you know, it's harder to see that, but I just noticed that it will deviate sometimes, and if I catch it early enough, I can correct it before it gets too far out of hand. There we go. So there's small adjustments now. I shouldn't have to overcorrect too much. As long as I keep it right around the same spot, 256, 257, or thereabouts, we'll maintain our correct heading to our VOR station. really wants to keep going back to 257. I don't know, there must be a wind or something coming from some direction that just keeps pushing us off course. Just gonna keep a quick glance at the chat there, see if anybody else has posted any other comments, questions. Yeah, we've been kind of hanging about 7,400 feet, which is pretty good. We're not too high, we're not too low. We're just kind of cruising along at a nice altitude to kind of have a nice view here. Oh, New York approach. Okay.
Good day.
125.9er 75 Froggy 237. New York approach Froggy 237 7,400 feet.
Froggy 237 New York approach altimeter 29.96 continuous planned.
So this altimeter doesn't have, it's not very precise, so we can I got stuck there, it seemed like. About right there, I think, is about right. So yeah, not a huge adjustment with the altimeter. Oh, there's this view. I can do other camera views. I can showcase real quick for you. Get a little bit closer there. There you go. We're getting blown back off course again. Well, it's not taking much to send us off course, it seems like. Welcome, Airbus fan. It's a pretty good little plane, not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying flying it. It's not that difficult to fly. We're flying VOR to VOR right now, so yeah. But thank you for coming in and hanging out. Happy to have you here. Alright, so we're almost at our next marker. As soon as we pass it, and I see this switch to CCC, then we'll activate our next navigation frequency, and we'll realign our compasses and everything for the next Bex or Mick, if you want to handle that, please and thank you. If somebody's here, Bex or Mick. We have a bot in the chat. Maybe they're, I don't know. They might not be near their computers at the moment. It's all good. No worries. All right, so yeah, we're 10 nautical miles. So as soon as we hear that or get to that marker, we'll input our next, or we'll activate those frequencies, and then we'll update our compass stuff and all that. So over 2 hours now. That's all right, Max. I took care of it. Thank you, though. I figured maybe you weren't near your computer or something, so it's okay. Senior mod Mick will have some words with you later. I'm kidding, of course. It's all fine. I know you can't keep your, sometimes you can't watch every single moment in the chat, so it's perfectly fine. Let's zoom in here just a smidge. So there's the airport that our marker is associated with, but the marker is, I think, a little bit past it, but we'll find out here shortly. That's why usually Pulse beats me to the punch on Mick's channel. I'm looking away for just a moment, and he's already handled it. So it's fine. I just cleaned it up by reporting it as well. So. Chris. She's doing okay. It's a new responsibility. I know when I modded on Richard's channel, I wasn't sure right away what to do, what not to do, and so it's fine. Nautical miles, so it's up here somewhere in the distance. Our marker. Oops. Getting off course again. But there is an airport. I think we're almost right. Should be able to see it actually. Oh, there it is right there. There's the airport. So we still got a little bit more to go to the marker, and then we'll plug in the next information. Hello, Kyle. No worries. It's a bit of a learning experience. So. Looks like our marker is, there's our VOR marker right there, HTO. So we're almost there. And then we'll plug in our next bit of information, as I said before. Make sure we get near that VOR station so that we It should update and go from HTO to CCC in the system here. And then it should be very quick little shorter distances between the next couple VOR stations, and then we'll get ready to land. I'm quite enjoying this way of flying, even though it can be a bit hectic to keep track of where you are in relation to your navigation stations. It's I really like this because it's kind of a nice chilled flight, really, isn't it? So we are 4, 3. So it should be like down here somewhere below us. It's kind of hard to pick it out. There we go. All right, activate our next frequencies. See if I can get the button to highlight. I just have to do it that way. And then hit that button. Oops. There we go. And then we're going to update to 285. Perfect. We're kind of already on it, looks like. That's the great thing. We're not having to turn too far or anything. We're like right on the where we're supposed to be heading. So there we are. Perfect. So far, so good, huh? Not too shabby for multiple legs here. It's working very well. And we'll be at our next marker, CCC, before we know it. And then we will plug in our final. So I'm going to go ahead and dial that one in. That's 117. Seven zero. There we go. And then we're going to do the same down here. So we are ready to swap those frequencies as we get to our next marker. Perfecto. Yeah, nice chilled Sunday stream. Can't beat it. Good to have you all along for the flight. And I have to admit, having watched, some of you might remember when my Twitch channel was raided by Captain Arish and his viewers. I've been watching some of his streams, and I really thought, you know, I'm going to give this a try. And, you know, with most anything in a simulator and how it's applied from the real world, it's easy to kind of overthink things. And so you get nervous and, oh, I don't know how to do this, and I don't, you know, and, but, you know, having done it a little bit off stream and kind of gotten a sense of how it works, it's not that difficult. Now I know, you know, kind of what to expect, sort of thing. So yeah, it's not too bad, really. It's just keeping it on track and heading in the right direction. Especially if you're flying in weather, it's easy for the plane just to get blown one way or the other off course. So yeah, tip of the old captain's hat to Captain Arish. I really enjoy his content. So do check him out on Twitch. He does flying like this, and then he also does celestial navigation, which is a very complicated way of navigating. It's the traditional way before we had all these instruments and stuff. So if you want to check that out, you know, do have a look him up on Twitch and follow his channel. Really interesting stuff. Bit of science. Gotta love some science, mathematics. So if you know you want to learn about those sorts of things, his channel is a great source of information. Really friendly streamer, so gotta go check him out. He usually does group flights as well. They're doing a round-the-world leg. He's flying the Cessna 172, and they're in Australia right now, and they're just, you know, working their way around Australia. So, yeah, good stuff. It's like I keep trying to make these minimal adjustments to keep on track here, and it's like my plane wants to go all over the place. So now we get some clouds above us. Maybe a rainstorm there in front of us. Very possible. Something's happening there. I don't know if it's rain or... Matter of fact, if I think about it, I'll try to link his channel, or I'll put a link in the YouTube chat. And do check him out. If you like flight simulator stuff, do check out his Twitch. I think he streams Mondays and Wednesdays is when he does the Australian leg of the around the world flight. And he's got, you know, cameras set up. You can kind of see his flight sim rig. So if you're looking for how to set things up, you can kind of have a look at his stuff. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer questions on how he has this stuff, or he'll point you in the direction where all that information is located. He's on the PC side of things, so he's got a fancier setup than my standard Xbox controller. So, yeah. All right, we are near our marker here, a little bit more in front of us. I think it's associated with that airport right here in front of us. So the marker is just beyond the airport, I believe. In fact, I'll see if I can't find his channel. Put a link into the chat here. Looks like he's flying right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, he's flying right now. So go give him a follow if you want. I think. Let me make sure he is in fact live. I think he is. Things are really kind of up down all of a sudden. Yep, he is live. So, anyway, here's his channel name or information there. So do go check him out. He's flying right now, as a matter of fact. At least give him a follow and say hello. Tell him Brimer sent you. He'll know who you're talking about. Ooh, look at this. There's a storm right here in front of us. Yay, look at that. Ooh. Ooh-wee. Fly through some rain. Wash the plane off a little bit. All the scratches will buff out. Look at that storm right there. I don't know if that's rain or if that's snow, but that's pretty odd that it's just like only a few clouds with that storm.
Foggy 237, contact New York approach on 120.05.
Oh, new contact New York approach. Why do I need to talk to New York approach?
120.05 for Froggy 237. New York approach Froggy 237, 7,400 feet.
Froggy 237 New York approach altimeter 29.906. Continue to Charlie 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 as planned.
There we go. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. So we're going to turn here, and we're looking for Delta Papa Kilo is our next marker. So as soon as that updates in the system, we will change frequencies again. And we'll make turn towards our destination, which is somewhere kind of over that way, I think. Won't be too much of a turn, or maybe a little bit, but nothing really significant. Like we're not making a huge turn. There we go. Oh, that's the marker. That's okay. So the approach is active now. That's where we were heading to, but we're going to activate that marker anyway. But we have the information. Let me go ahead and plug this in, and so let's go ahead and keep churning. We want about 263. No, maybe not. We're just gonna. So now that we're going right to the arrival marker, essentially. That SHYNA, Shayna, I guess. We're heading that direction, so we're just going to follow this track because I don't have the necessary. I don't know which way the it goes for that marker. I'm just going to kind of. I guess I can kind of guesstimate once we're. Probably 22. Probably 222 or 223, maybe 224. Look at that. Here we go. We're gonna fly right. Oh, it's icing up a little bit. Check that out. We might be going through a snowstorm here. So let's go 226 or 225. I'm gonna go 225. So we're gonna go 225 here as well. I think I might be wrong on that. Yeah, since we don't have the, it's not activated. We don't have a VOR there now. We're just gonna fly. We're gonna have to follow this essentially. Oh, it's 245. Oh, I'm sorry, 245. So, or probably 250. Let's try that. That might be closer to where we need to be. Boy, we are getting bumped around here. Yep, that's probably about where we need to be, 250. And the windows are icing up because this is... Ooh, look at that. Oh, a little rainbow. Wow, look at that. It's a double, too. So I think we're about right where we need to be. We're pretty close to it. So we're just going to keep following this, and then we'll prepare to land. So we do need to start reducing altitude, quite honestly. We're going to go ahead and start slowing way down. We got a lot of altitude to dump off. So we'll try to get a little bit lower here. So our airport should be kind of up, somewhere up in there. So we're gonna, oh, see, here comes the rain or whatever this is. Might be icy rain. Yeah, they do. It's interesting. They do a pretty good job. Like, they show up. I mean, that's pretty cool, though. It's like a double. It's like this big ring. It's not like a typical arc rainbow. It's like this big circle. That's pretty cool, though. So our minimum on approach is 1,400 feet. I looked that up yesterday as well. So as long as we're dumping altitude between here and our transition point or marker there, Shana, then we'll turn right into the airport and we'll line up for runway 32. So yeah, it's one of the cool things that is something neat that they with the light reflecting off of the rain, it creates that rainbow. So yeah, pretty neat stuff. Go ahead and start getting some flaps down as well. So we can start slowing down a little bit more. So we are near a good speed for our approach. But just keep a little bit of throttle just so that we... So let's see, I have to look over here. So we're at 20-degree flap right now, so...
New York approach Froggy 237. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Froggy 237 New York approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace, Froggy 237.
Matter of fact, that might be our airport right there. I kind of think it is. Hello, Z-Gim. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome to the stream. So, is that our... I don't think... No, that's too close for our runway. Or I think it's still a little bit off more in the distance there. So... Because the way that I saw it was that they're... it seems like it's kind of like on the edge of the... Like we're going to come in over the water, but... Yeah, I think we've got a little bit more to go yet until we get to our point. And I'm a little bit off track here. Well, that might be it, actually. That could be it. The airport right there. So we'll go to our marker here. I think it's out over the water, and then we'll turn right back into the airport there. So I think that's our runway end right there. So I'm going to go ahead and call and ask to make sure why is it not? It's interesting that it's not on the list. Oh, there it is.
Republic Tower Froggy 237 is 18 miles east, 2,900 feet with kilo to land.
Froggy 237 Republic Tower. Altimeter 29.94, wind 293 at 14. Fly left base, runway 32. Froggy 237 wind 293 at 14. Cleared to land, runway 32.
Cleared to land, runway 32, Froggy 237.
There's my airport. That was not an airport, I guess. Whatever we flew over that looked like one. We still got a bit to go. Yeah, we're not quite at our marker yet, so we still got a bit to go here. But at least they know we're coming in, so we got permission to land, so we won't get the crazy ATC yelling at us for we didn't have permission to land. We've done it before. They weren't too happy with us. So we'll just keep following that marker. It may be that we're going to turn... hello, Daniel. How are you? Nice to see you here. I guess you're up to have your Sunday roast now. Always nice to see you here, my friend. Might as well give Bex a chocolate update. Just before she asks, you know. Alright, so we're kind of back on track here. We'll just keep flying this way. Oh, nice. Well, hopefully it's a good meal. Bex's chocolate radar went off. Looks like we're kind of near our minimums anyway. Yep, we're right about spot on where we need to be. Fantastic. So we still got a little bit to go. Our arrival, our marker here, is somewhere in front of us, out in the middle of all this water. So we're going to fly that, and then the airport should be somewhere over in here, so we're almost there. You arrived just in time. Stream, Mr. Jim. Daniel's always welcome here. No doubt about it. Jam, donuts, and all. So we're going to just keep following this out here, and we'll turn in. I think we are turning in right, if I remember how this is supposed to go. Not 10 likes. Well, thank you all for that. Appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed today's flight. Wonderful scenery, a little bit of rain, maybe icy rain even. We managed to fly around the edge of that, so that was okay. I thought we were going to have more dramatic clouds and whatnot, but we didn't, so it's all fine and good. We should be at... Let's go ahead and get a little more flat down. I guess in a way we could kind of come up with a little story here and say that we flew our rescue patrol for the day. There we go. That sounds like a good story. I like that story. We flew our rescue patrol. We were airborne in case there was any boaters out on the water and they needed help. We were prepared to assist. There we go. That's a good story. I like that. Trying to see if we can't pick out the airport. It's kind of hard. I don't really know the area, so it's hard to actually, hold on a second. So it's inland a bit, so let me just have a look here. You can kind of see. All right, we passed over Long Island MacArthur, so we should be near there here in a moment. We should be getting ready to turn in. Matter of fact, there's the marker there, way off in the distance, which I don't think I had enabled. I thought I turned on. Oh, you know what? No, I don't. I do have it enabled. I gotta get the plane to kind of settle down for just a second to turn that off. There we go. And we'll just turn it on once we're on the ground, so we know which way to taxi. But it's over here somewhere. So we are gonna follow this along, and then we should get our next. Should kind of update this. Should say runway, or should say RNWY32, I believe. Now, I chose this under the idea that we would be in a lot of inclement weather, so I wanted to have that guide. Hello, Kevin. So it hasn't quite updated yet, but we're going to fly this leg. Hello, Joseph. So yeah, airport's right over there. So we're going to use this, but that's why I wanted. I thought for sure we'd have a bit of a storm or whatever. So we're going to utilize this system here, but it does work. So I know kind of how to do it. So I think if I go to procedures, click on this, and hit enter, if I activate that, then it should change in the system. I think. Nope, it's not. Alright, so it's not changing anything, I don't think. Let's look on the map. Nope, alright, that's alright. So it's a learning lesson. We're going to try to fly it in correctly here. We're a little bit off track. We're going to try to follow that line. Put the landing gear down. We're at a fairly decent altitude still. So yeah, I had to gain a little bit, or try to get the plane to settle down so I could double check or turn off the guide to the airport and all that. So we're just going to use this, and we'll be on the ground in a moment. So this is like an instrument. You know, when we've flown in similar situations where we're doing an IFR flight. I know I'm talking a bunch of gibberish. So, we've utilized this sort of system before, but nothing like what we're doing now. So, I wonder if let's see if I go here again. I'm just going to try one more thing and then we'll let it be. It should give us an option to activate. Enter. I think I'm getting a little off course here. There we go. Now it did it. Okay, perfect. That's how to do it. Okay. Ooh, boy, yeah, we were way off here. Right, so it did update in the system somehow. So it is activated. So we're going to try to get back on track here. Try to do this correctly. Yeah, we got way off course here. So it did kind of jam up, or not jam, it did change this. It did kind of pop in. So that should give us an indication of all of our turns coming up and all that, but we're not flying this absolutely 100% correctly. So we're not doing too shabby. So our airport should be, I think that's our runway over there. So we'll turn here in a moment. Guess we can kind of make a slow turn here. I think that's our runway right there. I'm almost positive it is, but I could be wrong. But that's what it looks like. Nope, maybe I was wrong. No, it's hard to tell. That might be it then. I think it is. But that is an airport, it looks like. That does look like a runway of some kind. See one in front of us. I could be wrong though. It just may not be rendered in yet. Maybe that is our runway. I think it is. Yep, that's us. That's for us. We're gonna there we go. All right. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes because there's in some areas there's multiple airports, so it's easy to think one airport is yours when it's not. So I'm just gonna have to Keep us lined up. So we learned something new today, huh? It's always a good thing to do. Good way to end a stream, learning something new. Last bit of flaps down. I think all of our lights are on. We just never turned them off, so we're all set. Now if I click this again, nope, that's not going to do anything. Alright, that's fine. I was just curious to see if this suddenly turned and updated itself. Oh, thank you, Bex. I appreciate that. Very nice of you to say. Yeah, it's been a good flight. Had a lot of fun today. Certainly had a good share of views, I think. Picked up a few subs, I think, as well. Always a good thing. Yeah, it's been quite enjoyable. That's us right there. Just gotta try to keep this thing online. Looks like we got a bit of a crosswind to deal with, but we'll keep heading that way and just try to adjust as best as we can and line it up and put it on the ground. You're okay in my book, Bex. I don't care what Chris says about you. I know you don't care either, but I just figured I'd throw that in there just to have a laugh. really kind of difficult to keep this thing lined up. May have to drop some serious altitude here. Trying to level the plane off for a moment while I was turning off the airport, the little boxes that show up in the sky. We gained a little too much altitude, and so that's okay. We got this. I apologize if you're hearing that yelling in the background. Sounds like somebody's having a domestic dispute of some kind. There we go. Not a bad landing. Could have been a little bit better, but I know, Chris. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. What is all yelling about on Sunday? Oh my goodness. People, it's Sunday. Ooh, over there. Over there, over there. Thank you, Bex. Thank you, Sue. Yeah, not too shabby. A little bumpy, but nothing too severe. Not too bad for a true, somewhat visual approach. Always. I'm kidding, Chris. Yeah, I'll turn when I get there. Can I get to the... Can I get there first? Look, it's like telling me to turn somewhere else now. I'm ready to turn right here. I don't know why it's like giving me all these different instructions.
Foggy 237 contact ground on 121.6.
Going to 121.6 Froggy 237.
Alright, let's open this up. 121.6. Parking, please and thank you.
Taxi to parking.
Froggy 237 taxi to general aviation, parking via taxiway Delta 2.
Taxiing to general
There we
aviation,
go.
parking via taxiway
Oh,
Delta 2.
look at that. Not a very far away to go. We had a nice successful rescue flight. Nobody needed rescuing, so we logged some hours. Now I'm gonna have to come in kind of a weird. I think I feel comfortable turning that quickly, so we're gonna do something like this. got this weird... Alright, let's turn off the battery. My battery switch. Where's my battery switch? Oh, it's down there. There we go. An hour 44 minutes flying. Not too shabby. Okay, well, after nearly 3 hours, I think we are ready to wrap things up for today. I greatly appreciate everybody coming in today, hanging out. Nice to see everybody here. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And we'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK time. The La Alpe des Huys in France. I probably just butchered that. And we're headed to Marseille. So the French Alps, basically, in the PC-6. So if you want to see a quick, fun takeoff downhill and into the air, do join us for that tomorrow. Until then, please enjoy your Sunday or early Monday, depending on where you are in the world. So have a good one. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Live long and prosper.